Hey, what's up guys? We're back with another video covering Sumeru Mirage. Sumeru Mirage is broken up into two groups of challenges. The first one is the preset challenge, where you can test out your skills using preset ninjas, so you don't need to worry about any setup. You just pick the ninja, the game's already got it all fully loaded for you, and then if you need to relay, you can choose your relay. They've now introduced the ability to switch who your team skill is, so you can switch between Ron and Piri. Unbound challenge is basically what you have set up, and in both cases you can choose the leaderboard that you want to compete for. So you can compete for just one, or you can do both. The benefit of doing both is if you rank high enough on the preset challenge and the unbound challenge, you'll get both keys and amulets. So you'll see that there's some rankings here. When the event starts, you only have access to the first boss, and the other bosses are time gated. So you can see here I had Tiger Stripe Lord at the top, so I got him right away, and then I had to wait 48 hours to get access to Chaotic Rosewood, and then another 48 hours from there to get Bald Redface, and so on. So it takes about a week to get access to all of the bosses. And when you're at this screen, you can go ahead and change the difficulty setting. The current difficulty points reflects how many, whether or not you've adjusted things up or down. The max difficulty that you can select is going to be at 5,100 points for Unbound, and I believe it's 4,600 for preset. For the purpose of this guide, we'll just be using the Unbound challenge, and you can apply what you're seeing here to the preset. Just note that there's some additional effects that the bosses have that don't apply with the preset. Here's the loadout I use for Tiger Stripe Lord. Go ahead and pause the video if you want to take a screenshot of this. Alright, so the first thing you'll take note of here is my ninjutsu is going to fill up with the coins, and I have Divine Blessing, so this basically acts the same as a scroll for me, saving me once 60 seconds has passed. I'm going to hold my ninjutsu here until he does his barrage of fireballs right there. Just try to reposition, and you'll note that Crimson/Soga is strong versus Beast, so that's why I'm using him here. Saving my weapon until after. I missed, that's okay. I'm saving my team skill to rebuild my ninjutsu later. You'll see what I mean when I use it. Saved by Divine Blessing. Got a little damage on him too. Alright, so you see here I use my team skill, and all of those projectiles that I blocked, that goes ahead and helps me out with regenerating my ninjutsu. You can do that with your weapon too. Just means you gotta hold it for a bit if you do it that way. And the goal now is, try to chip away a little more at the health, and then relay. And you're basically just trying to nuke the boss. And that's it. Same deal as last time, Divine Blessing, starting off with my ninjutsu. And I'm going to hold it this time, and I'm going to save it for when I can use my team skill. You can say I started off low though so that I could control where the projectiles start. This opening pattern is almost always the same for Caddick Rosewood. Sometimes you'll get a different one, but you can see that got a bit of a practice sequence going on with them. So I'll use my team skill and my ninjutsu here. And I gotta be careful because I can't break his projectiles, so my shield will only take 5 hits. There's 3. Oh, that must have been 5. So you can see I took a little damage there. So not too big of a deal. He does get a shield reducing damage, so I want to wait a little bit if I can. And then I'll use my weapon. And really the goal with Scarlet Pepper was to start off the damage. Switch some more in here. Kind of rinse and repeat what I just did. You can see the shield's up, so that's why I haven't used my weapons yet. I'll use those to rebuild my ninjutsu. Just waiting to be able to destroy the projectiles. There we go. And then from here, it's really just making sure that you can have a decent dodging sequence. So pop my ult real quick, and then really it's just try not to take damage. Make sure you jump if he's on you with the club like that. You can get taken out one shot. And then here, if he approaches you, you still want to jump. He might hit you, but that took care of it. So here you can see I switched to Lightning Bullet, and the reason for that is I get a little bit of an extra damage boost with the way my arcane is set up. So don't hesitate to change your setup according to what you need. Did a bad job dodging there. It's okay, I could tank it. Just gotta be careful from here on. And we'll pop my team skill so I get the damage boost, and then use my ninjutsu. And just a reminder, Breaking Thunder, Riki, and Morven are both strong versus Oni, so if you have both of them, this works out really well for as a duo if you have them built out. And then here, really just need to relay. I can nuke him since there's no shield that's keeping me. So we'll just throw everything I got at him. So you can see the timer on the top left. There's one for my team skill and there's another one for Arcana. I got 2 damage boosts there, so pretty much takes care of the fight pretty quickly. Alright, so when you looked at my loadout, you probably noticed that I didn't have Master Mystique on. That was intentional. I was running some challenges with timing and getting the damage right, so it was easier for me to learn how to dodge. Couple things to note, when I was using Lightning Burst Sword, that one was causing some delays. And similar issue with Dawn of Lightning, so I wound up going back to Lightning Blessed Kieran so that I had the tracking and I still could do decent damage with my weapon. That kept all the attacks in sync. Alienation Poison Dragon has some difficult patterns and some of those can become completely unavoidable if you get them out of sequence. So having something that doesn't delay them too much usually helps. You still can have that with the ice. I'm not too worried about it with just one team skill, but that's the main reason I went without a Master Mystique on this run for Breaking Thunder Riki. When I relay, you'll note that I do have it, so that helps me out a bit for just going ahead and nuking the boss at the end. So here I use my team skill and my weapon to build my ninjutsu back up. So you may want to rewind and pause it, just get a feel for that. You need to kind of know your damage and what gets you to your ninjutsu when you're using your ninjas. So it's a little bit different for everyone depending on your setup. Alright, so this is what I was talking about here. I got him down to 16x. Before I was around 18x regardless of what I did, and that was causing me some issues with getting him finished. So here I'm actually going to use my weapon and wipe. And Lightning Blessed Kieran is nice because it keeps going even after you fall. And then here I can just pop all my weapons with Morven. Something I could have done to edge out a little more damage if I needed it was to use my Dragon Beard Brush first and then Aqua Dragon Sword, but it still worked out. Alright, so Scarlet Pepper is a lot more challenging here because if you have the points maxed out, that means every second weapon attack she's basically invincible for 10 seconds. So you have to time your attacks to work out so that you're trying to maximize your damage. So in addition to being somewhat difficult to dodge, you'll need to work through that. So I like using triple jump here for a lot of the early attacks. That helps me out. And then if your Starlit Flash Pepper is maxed out, then that can be useful too. So you can see I waited for my team skill and went ahead and pop my ninjutsu. I also had it coincide with my lightning bullet, so that went ahead and gave me a little bit of a damage boost there too. So you'll see in just a moment here what happens with the next one. Now the replay is a little bugged out, so it's going to look like her health just isn't going down. That's indicating that the shield is working the way that it's supposed to. So continue to dodge these attacks here. And this pattern's always the same. So it's right up until after this set that it's the same, and then it changes. So this here is usually what you'll experience, but you'll see here the damage kept going back up towards the 16, which is okay. My goal is just to get that attack out of the way. So every 2 weapon attacks, you'll basically have an invincible situation if you're going for max points. This one's a little tricky to dodge, so I wound up taking this as the opportunity to wipe. And my relay, I can go ahead and get things going. So I'm actually waiting instead of relying on what happened with the rockets there. Lightning bullet wasn't going to help me there based on what I had going on, so it's alright. Just keep things moving. We'll see if we can get a little bit of my ninjutsu built back up. And being realistic, probably won't even end up working out the way I'm wanting it to, but that's alright. So this part of the attack pattern is going to be the same after these little bursts of lava or whatever they are from the ground come up and she does these fire attacks. This is where the pattern starts changing. So right here, you might get this pattern, it might be something else. So just getting myself prepped. So you'll note that she's not taking any damage right now. I gotta wait 10 seconds. And then once that expires, I'll go ahead and do my weapon attack. Gotta wait for her to get back in front of me again. And that does it. One of the things I really like about Sumeru Mirage is that it's a fun challenge for all players of all skill levels. Doesn't matter if you've been playing since the game launched or if you're just coming in. You can choose how easy or hard the fight is based on your level and your equipment. The preset also allows you to play a more skill-based competition. So if you want to compete to see who's got a better strategy for beating the bosses, you can play on preset, and then you don't have to worry about somebody being heavier geared than you are. You can manage to compete with everything that they have. And then, you get rewards for both leaderboards, so ranking on both will get you both keys and amulets, which, as everyone knows, is good for getting you weapons and other ninjas as they get released. And that is it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. Like the video if you got all the way to this part. And I'll catch you on the flip side.